Hello gamers. Today it's horror time with Casting Whispers.
Look, I need to make sure Henry is okay. I'm worried about him.
Casting Whispers arrives this week as a haunting ode to 1960s Americana, a first-person psychological horror that leans on sound as its most potent weapon. You awaken in a dimly lit, rain-slicked city where the past refuses to die, echoing through cracked storefronts and abandoned diners. The narrative unfolds linearly over 6 to 8 hours, guiding you through claustrophobic corridors, decaying apartments, and a mysterious radio station that seems to broadcast the city's collective dread. The story is built around a series of paranormal investigations that gradually reveal a hidden cult obsessed with resurrecting forgotten voices, and each clue you uncover feels like a whispered fragment of a larger, unsettling mythos. Feature-wise, the game distinguishes itself with an audio-centric design. Developed by solo indie creator Lantern Bay, whose resume includes sound work on titles such as Horizon Zero Dawn and League of Legends, Casting Whispers forces you to shut your eyes at times, relying solely on directional cues, ambient hums, and sudden spikes of static to navigate hazards. The sound engine reacts dynamically. Footsteps grow louder in narrow hallways, distant whispers become clearer as you approach hidden rooms, and the ever-present radio crackles with cryptic messages that can guide or mislead your progress. This emphasis on hearing creates a uniquely immersive horror experience that feels fresh compared to visual-heavy scares in games like Amnesia, The Dark Descent, or Resident Evil 7. Gameplay mechanics revolve around careful listening, environmental puzzles, and limited resources. The game also introduces a trust meter. The more you rely on auditory clues instead of visual confirmation, the higher your immersion score, unlocking alternate endings that reflect whether you embraced the unseen or succumbed to paranoia. Choices are subtle. Sometimes a single glance at a flickering light can alter the outcome, but many endings hinge on chance encounters and the paths you elect to explore, rewarding replayability. The pacing is deliberately slow, allowing tension to build as you inch forward, yet occasional bursts of frantic chase sequences keep the adrenaline alive. After some playthroughs, the game's strongest virtue emerges as its sound design. The way the audio landscape reacts to your movements creates an uncanny sense of presence that lingers long after you power down the computer. Even the simplest act of turning a knob on an old radio can send shivers down your spine, demonstrating how effectively the developers turned sound into a storytelling character in its own right. On the flip side, the minimalistic visual fidelity sometimes hampers immersion. Textures can appear flat, and lighting effects, while purposeful, occasionally feel dated compared to contemporary horror titles. This visual austerity may alienate players who expect high-definition graphics to accompany their scares, making the experience feel more like an experimental audio drama than a fully polished game. Overall, Casting Whispers stands as a bold experiment in horror design, delivering an adventure that feels both nostalgic and innovative. Its blend of 1960s noir aesthetics, sound-driven mechanics, and branching endings offers a fresh breath for fans of psychological terror, even if its modest graphics remind you that the true horror lies not in what you see, but in what you hear.
Come find me, Victoria.
Now that you know more about this game, use the links in the description of this video to get your copy.